we're going to dive into a little bit of theory. Now, I promise it's only 2 slides. I know it's not the most fun thing in the world, but I do believe this is important because there are a lot of different VPN options in both Azure and AWS. So let's start off with Azure. Now, number one, the primary way is the VPN gateway. So you have essentially a point to site, and that lets you create a secure connection to your virtual network from an individual client computer. And then you have your site-to-site VPNs and all that good stuff. Next, you have your virtual network peering, and that allows you to connect from one network to another. If you've heard of VPC peering, it's the same thing. Next, for AWS, there are several options. And then you have AWS site-to-site VPN, which is just a VPN connection from your VPC to your remote network. And that remote network could be an office, colo, home, etc. Then you have an AWS client VPN, and it's a managed client-based VPN service that enables you to securely access your AWS resources or your on-premise networks. So what does that mean? Kind of just like any VPN, you have it installed on your machine, you connect to the network, etc. Just a standard client VPN, more or less. Next, you have AWS VPN Cloud Hub. So what this does is if you have more than one remote network, so if you got multiple colos, a bunch of different offices, etc., you can create multiple AWS site-to-site VPN connections via a virtual private gateway to enable communication between these networks. So again, if you have multiple offices, you have a couple colos, you can create this private gateway to connect all of them. Then you have some third-party VPN appliances, which you can do the same thing in Azure. Let's say you got Cisco ASA or something, you can install it as software inside of the cloud. And then you have VPC peering, which again is just like the virtual network peering, and that just connects one VPC to another. Now, here's the problem. Clearly, we do not have multiple offices, and I'm sure that your work would not be very happy with you playing around with this, or maybe they would, who knows. So because of that, and because of the likelihood of your work not being okay with it, and because I don't have multiple offices myself, we're going to go ahead and we're going to set up VPC peering. That's probably the easiest to kind of get started in this cloud VPN world, and it'll give you an idea of connecting multiple networks. So let's head over to the AWS portal and we'll take a look at that. All right, so I have 2 VPCs here. I have one right here, EKSCTL, and that's in North Virginia. And then I have another VPC here that's in Ohio. So we're talking literally 2 different regions, and we're going to be connecting the network from one region to another. So inside of the first VPC, I'm going to scroll down to peering connections, and then I'm going to click create peering connection. I can go ahead and I can create a tag here. I can say packet punctures test, select a local VPC to peer with. I'm going to say the EKSCTL one. I'm going to scroll down, and then under select another VPC to peer with, it's going to be my account. By the way, you can do different accounts as well. If you have access to another AWS account, you can connect VPCs across accounts, which is really cool. Under region, I'm going to click another region. I'm going to say US East 2. And then for the VPC ID, go ahead and I'm going to give it this ID right here. Paste that in. Then we'll go ahead and we'll click create peering connection. Now, as you can see, the initiated request was sent successfully. So now let me head over to the other VPC. And if I click on peering connections, let me zoom in here, we can see that we have a pending acceptance. This is coming from this peer connection right here. So I'm going to click it. I'm going to click actions, and I'm going to say accept request, accept request. As we can see, it's provisioning here, and boom, it is active. So now we officially have it's not necessarily called a site-to-site VPN connection, but it's pretty much what it is, right? Because we're connecting one network to another in different regions. This is really like a site-to-site. But in the cloud, they do call it VPC peering. So we have this VPC, and it is now officially connected to a VPC in a completely different region. Thank you so much for watching, everybody, and we'll see you again next time.